really, these people are gems. They're living legends who get really no support any time of the year. So right now, with COVID the way it is, a lot of these people are really, really struggling. So we're really trying to reach out to the street.
It's a little harder to squeeze into it now than it was when I got it at 23 years of age, but that just shows you how long I've been seeing this band that we have with us tonight. It's one of my favorites in town, always a great time, and we're going to have a wonderful evening of great New Orleans music, and we're doing it for a great cause. My good friend Frenchie is here. He's painted the 101 Runners many a times, and it's always a beautiful painting. We'll be auctioning that off for a good cause, and we're doing this all for a good cause, and Leslie's going to tell you how you can help join the Funky Uncle cause.
That's right. What we've been doing here for 61 weeks now, oh my God, 61 weeks, is raising money for our musicians and our gig workers. And I have to let you know, $366,000, $366,000 is what we have raised to help 511 musicians and gig workers. And you can do that very easily. Go to the Funky Uncle, yeah.
All right.
Go to the funkyuncle.live, or you can text FUNK to 36413 and become a member, donate, become a Funky Cousin. I'm going to explain all of those things to you in a little bit, but right now, I just want to get that out there while you're getting ready, before you move your coffee table and start dancing. Text FUNK to 36413. Like Stu said, we've got Frenchie here. If you go to the website, thefunkyuncle.live, there's a button that says bid on the painting. And you can bid on this amazing live event painting that Frenchie paints each and every week. Also, want to say that not only have you been a big help to raise that $366,000, but our sponsors like AOS Interiors tonight. I know, like, what, 19 weeks,
yes,
I think?
It's been
My
so
God.
good to us.
We're going to put him and June in a little double bedroom back there and just let him live here. No. But I really want you to be able to check out that website, check out the merchandise. We're going to cover all of that later. But I think we need to get on to some music because we can dance now, and I'm ready.
Absolutely, y'all. Time to hit you with some of that Mardi Gras Indian funk from the 101 Runners. Y'all know what to do. Wash your hands and stomp your feet.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the Funky Uncle. The 101 Runners Mardi Gras Indian Funk Band. them day. Because I love to hear you call my Indian red. I said, Jockey Mofino, hi-yo, high in the morning. Hi-yo, hi-yo, hi-yo. In the evening. Hi-yo, hi-yo, hi-yo. Hey, Indian. Hi-yo, hi-yo, hi-yo. Oh, my Indian red. My Indian red. Don't kill them dead. Don't kill them dead. Because I love to hear you call my Indian red. Mighty. Yo, yeah, counterfeit high. Ladies and gentlemen, before every time we put our suits on, and these are not costumes that we're going to be wearing. There are suits that takes approximately all year to hand sew and hand bead. We say a very special Indian prayer, and that's what we like to start with before we even leave or put our suit on. When we going out there, we say the Indian prayer, the beginning of everything that we do, Mardi Gras Day, St. Joseph night. Whenever you put your suit on, that's our Indian prayer.
Indian red.
Injuns! I say Injuns! Now you might have the spy boy, because he's in the front. He's running while making sure that the coast is clear. Then you have the flag boy, which is going to have a flag, not an American flag, but it would be draped as a flag with the name of the tribe on it. Then you would have the big chief. When you get to the back, everybody's suit is elaborate and beautiful. Spy boy, flag boy. But the big chief is considered to have a golden crown. Now, it might not be golden, but it's going to be so beautiful to where golden would be the word to describe it. So this song, this chant that we're about to do, it's not a song, it's a coded chant that each tribe, each gang we have. When I say gang, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean in terms of colors of red and blue. That's a term we do down here in Louisiana, means tribe. Injuns! For the golden crown and the golden crown. Golden crown, golden crown, the golden crown won't bow down. Big chief got a golden crown. The golden crown and the golden crown. Golden crown, golden crown. Oh, the golden crown won't die down. Big chief got a golden crown. Say early when the rooster crows. Golden crown, golden crown. But it may not be jumping in your fire. Big chief got a golden crown. And I don't know what you've been through. Golden crown, golden crown. Tell us something like the rock I like to roll. Big chief got a golden crown. Oh, the big chief got the golden crown. Golden crown, golden crown. Oh, the golden crown won't buy down. Big chief got the golden crown. I said I don't know what you've been through. Golden crown, golden crown. If you wanna be an Injun, you gotta stow. Big chief got a golden crown. I said I'm pretty in the front, pretty in the back. Golden crown, golden crown. I'm in uptown, Indian, I dress like that. Big chief got a golden crown. I say, hey, the way back, the way. Golden crown, golden crown. I say, hey, the way back, the way. Big chief got a golden crown. In the morning, hey, the way back, the way. Golden crown, golden crown. I say, hey, the way back, the way. Big chief got a golden crown. Put your body on the battlefield. Golden crown, golden crown. And the rockin' and the rollin', I can't keep still. Big chief got a golden crown. They mighty got rolling, don't get scared. Golden crown, golden crown. Put me beef in that morning, face painted red. Big chief got a golden crown. I've been laughing since a little boy. Golden crown, golden crown. I'm Papa, honey, I'm the real McCoy. Big chief got a golden crown. I say uptown, where I'm from. Golden crown, golden crown. Come start Nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. What they told y'all? Nothing but trouble. Till we come to roll out. Nothing but trouble. I'll make no y'all. Nothing but trouble. What they say? Nothing but trouble. Don't get scared. Nothing but trouble. Who wrote the letter? Nothing but trouble. Who wrote the letter? Nothing but trouble. Chief Black Brother. Nothing but trouble. Tell I miss the big chief. Nothing but trouble. They do like the order. Nothing but trouble. Chief by your water. Nothing but trouble. Do like the order. Nothing but trouble. Who told the banner? Nothing but trouble. They there with one panda. Nothing but trouble. Red, white, and blue. Nothing but trouble. Roll hog for now. Be out the old. Nothing but trouble. Tell me what they told ya. Nothing but trouble. Go and play. Nothing but trouble. Go and play now. Here we come now. Nothing but trouble. Nobody run now. Chief shot the gun now. Oh, the chief shot the gun now. Sound like thunder. Nothing but trouble. World on a wonder. Nothing but trouble. Screaming and hollering. Nothing but trouble. Screaming and hollering. Sex nine falling. Nothing but trouble. The whole gang is walling. Nothing but trouble. Money right there. Nothing but trouble. And I'm on my way now. Pop off. Nothing but trouble. And I let 'em come now. Nothing but trouble. Blood ball. Nothing but trouble. Nobody run now. Nothing but trouble. Hey, late in the evening. Nothing but trouble. Late in the evening. Nothing but trouble. Indian season. Nothing but trouble. Indian season. Nothing but trouble. Tell everybody. Nothing but trouble. They scream like the body. Nothing but trouble. I got Melinda. Nothing but trouble. I got Melinda. Peep out the window. Nothing but trouble. Oh, the yellow Pocahontas. Nothing but trouble. Yellow Pocahontas. Nothing but trouble. Oh, the yellow Pocahontas. They tried to find us. They creep up behind us. Why, come at you, honey. Indian coming. Telling nobody running. Uptown warriors. Uptown warriors. Wild Magnolia. And then when they told ya. Injuns be hollering. Screaming and hollering. Oh, the second line falling. And the whole gang is wilding. Injuns! Coochie man and Tony. Make no hoopah. Coochie man. Achihuahua. Unane. Giacomo Finane. Coochie man don't buy down on the dirty ground that morning. I'm the spy boy. Walking down to make boom boom. Coochie man. Let 'em come. Way up down that morning. Don't buy down that morning. Achihuahua. Unane. Here we go. Injuns! Lord have mercy. Let 'em go tell person. Drum goes bumping. Oh, the drum goes bumping. The whole gang is jumping. And everybody. We are the Injuns. Indian of a nation. Whole population. Hey, let's turn them back now. Hey, take the notes back now. Ain't no joke now. I'm bringing the smoke now. Papa! Hey, do like the order. Hey, the sheep by your water. Indians coming. Indians come down. Nobody running. Coochie man, let 'em come. Injuns! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is somewhat what we would do Mardi Gras Day without all electronics. We have all our friends. We have our relatives. Everybody just come out there. If they don't like you no time in the year, they going to like you when you put your Indian suit on. You understand? So that's how we do down here in the great city of New Orleans, the great state of Louisiana. This is how we doing it, coming to you live from the Funky Uncle, where we get it how you live, baby, and we rocking and rolling. Coochie Man.
Yeah, you right, y'all. Give it up for 101 runners. I'm telling you, right there. For a second, in my mind, I was wasn't sitting here at the Funky Uncle. I was at Second and Dryads on St. Joseph's night watching Honey come by in his suit, or Mardi Gras Day chasing him through the streets. There's nothing like seeing the Mardi Gras Indians down in New Orleans. And if you've ever seen Honey and his full regalia in the streets of New Orleans masking, I tell you, it's something else. And it's, for myself, as a transplant and someone who's studied this as long as I've been here, to be in the streets and watch it go down enriches my soul so much. And then to have someone as righteous as Irvin Honey Bannister come up to me in the streets in his Indian suit and say, "What's up, Soul Stew? How you doing?" That's about the greatest honor I could ever have. I don't need a Grammy. I don't need a Pulitzer. Man, I got Honey saying what's up to me in the streets of New Orleans in his Indian suit. Baby, that's all I need. So much love to the running 101 runners. I've been running with them since the first gig. They just keep getting better. How about that, Leslie? A lot of fun, huh?
Of course he comes up to you and says that. You're Soul Stew.
I mean,
you have been out there. Not a Super Sunday goes by that I don't see pictures from someone else with you in them. You may be behind them, you may be drinking, you may be high-fiving, you may be doing what, but you are in the streets, and that is where that belongs. And right here is where you belong, because we need your help. We have been doing this, like I said earlier, for 61 weeks, but I'm going to tell you, we still need help. Things are opening back up. Musicians are getting their gigs back, but we got a lot of catching up to do. We've been on hold for a year. Our musicians and our gig workers have been on hold for a year. So we need your help. We still need your donations, because remember earlier when I mentioned how much? That is 100% of that in and 100% of that out to our musicians and our gig workers. So text FUNK to 36413. Check that out. Go over into our website, and I want you to go to thefunkyuncle.live and check out our merchandise shop, our funky shop. We've got shirts, we've got socks, hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts. I mean, we've got it all. We've got so much of merchandise for you, and if you're really, really nice, you can also go over and we'll sell you one of the Frenchie prints if you didn't get one of the Frenchies already. You can still bid on that one. I love sitting back and watching this go from just the sketch to just come to life as the music does. So check that out on our website. That's many, many ways that you can help, just like our sponsors do, AOS Interiors. And if you think your business can benefit from getting your name out on the Funky Uncle, please give us a call. Give us a call. Wow, I'm on OZ. I'm on WWOZ, all right? Just dial me up, baby, dial me up. Click on that, text FUNK to 36413, become a recurring member, a one-time donation, I don't care. We'll take it all right? So please do that. So many ways that you can help. And the best thing that has helped me is being able to watch musicians make music. And let's get right back to that. How about?
Amen to that. I got to give a big shout out to the band right quick. My man Chris Jones on the percussion, band leader extraordinaire in the house, a.k.a. King of Buses, a.k.a. BTO from Round the Way. A man of many titles. And he's a scholar and a gentleman. And, of course, the great Booba Khan on the percussion back there. We got the New Orleans percussion veteran OG AJ Mallory right there on the drums and cymbals. And then next to him, a giant of the drum kit who's been to the Funky Uncle many times, and it's always an honor to have him in his funky pocket, the great Raymond Weber. We got the legendary Chris Severin on the bass, another legend of New Orleans. Such an honor to have him. My man Tom Worrell on the keys.
Tommy!
Throwing it down like only he can. And of course, another bringing him back to the Funky Uncle for, I believe, his 5th time, the great June Yamaguchi on the guitar. 5 times. I gotta say, these are some of my dearest friends. I love these musicians, and let's let them get back to what they do best. Y'all don't forget to wash your hands, stomp your feet.
Cisco up. We call him Chuck Thibodeau. He's stuck like Chuck. He was born in Senegal, but he's a cool ass now. He's from the Bayou. Jingo, hey, Chuck. Go out there, baby.
Yeah.
Thibodeau, y'all. Yeah, he's cool ass. Bubakar Sissoko. That felt pretty good. What y'all think about that, man? I think we're warmed up now. Let's do something. Hey, y'all, check this out. Brother Raymond Weber gonna sing something for us. Y'all ready for this? Oh, Burley, my main man.
Oh, we got to get funky now, y'all. Somebody make some noise. All right. Yeah.
I mean, all right, now check this out. We're gonna sharpen our knives over there on the other side. Brother Tom World, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Oh, because you're gonna be doing it. Let's go out to Alfred Uganda Roberts.
That's right.
Come on, man. Legend. Gotta keep him in their hearts.
Yes, sir.
Mr. U. Yeah, Tom, that was nice, man. How you doing over there, June? Somebody tell a joke. Big Chief. Come on, Ray. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't be so nervous, man. Hey, Jay.
good. Me big chief, me gotta try. Got my squire right by my side. My squire boy just went by. My whole tribe is full of fire. My whole tribe is on the moon. We gonna dance till the morning comes. Put on. Let's hear from the percussion section right now. Raymond Weber, Adrian Mallett, Bubakar, Chris Jones.
All right, y'all.
Let's give it up for Alpha Uganda Brothers, y'all. Serious, Uganda Brothers, man.
Yeah, you're right. We are feeling good here at the Funky Uncle with the 101 Runners doing that wonderful version of the old Earl Queen Professor Longhair Classic. Big Chief, of course, my main man Tom Worrell over here on the keys is a scholar of this wonderful New Orleans piano tradition.
African time.
It's so great to see him, sitting here in front of this float with James Booker, Professor Longhair on it, and keeping this music alive. And of course, a shout out to our dear friend, mentor, and just one of the great legends of New Orleans music, the great Alfred Uganda Roberts, who is a charter member of the 101 Runners, if I remember correctly. And we miss Alfred every day, but we are all better people for all the love he gave with us, and all the love he gave us, all the great history he shared, and his stories, and man, what a cat. So I'm smiling ear to ear, if you can't already tell, here at the Funky Uncle with the 101 Runners. Always a great time. I've seen them in so many wonderful settings, and we'll be talking about that later. We're going to do a little interview, me and my man Chris Jones over here, some of the fellas, Honey Medicine Man, talk about the history of it all, and it's going to be a good time. So y'all definitely want to stick around for that, but there's plenty more good music. And not only is there some great music, but there's some great, amazing visual art as well. Beginning of the night, you saw Frenchie had a blank canvas. He's been working away, and now it's coming together. He's got some beautiful stuff. He's adding brush strokes to it right now. Brother French, how you feeling over there, man? Hard at work, huh? Yeah, you're right, bro. Yeah, you want to come say hi to the people, bro? All right, yeah. We don't want to pull him away from the canvas. He's working away at it. And that's another great thing. You come to the Funky Uncle, I look over, there's a blank canvas, into the night. Frenchie's got a beautiful original piece of artwork to commemorate this whole thing. And you know what? You can have one of those in your home. Or if you can't get the whole print, you can get the G-Clay printed on canvas. They are beautiful. A little bit smaller, a little bit more affordable. And we've got some other great items as well, don't we, Leslie?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But earlier when I told you about becoming a funky cousin, it's very, very easy. Now, what I need you to do is that when I told you that you needed to text FUNK to 36413, well, there's a button that says one-time donation, and there's a button that says recurring donation. And if you're like me, you say, I want to do this every month or once a month. Well, you don't have to remember it at all. You can click on that recurring donation, and that's what makes you a funky cousin. We've all got those funky uncles, the ones that come and sit at the Thanksgiving table and get you
sometimes
in trouble.
Smell
get
a
you
little
in, they
different.
smell a little different, They take a lot of trips outside, and then they come back
Right.
in, and your mama's not real happy with him. But that's what makes you a funky cousin. And we want you to be our funky cousin by donating monthly, by texting FUNK to 36413. Again, like I said, he told you can bid on the painting. I don't know what the bids are up to soon, but I'll find out. You can text FUNK 36413, or you can become a sponsor like AOS Interiors did. We really appreciate all of our sponsors. We appreciate all of our donors. If it wasn't for you folks, we would not still be here 61 weeks later. If it wasn't for you, so many of our musicians and our gig workers would have had such a hard time. For every band that's out of work, I say this every week, there's a sound engineer, there's a lighting director, there's a cameraman, there's a bartender, a barback, a drum tech. Ray, do you know there are people who will come and set your drums up for you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, they're out of work because you don't have any work, right? And those people needed our help too. We have been so thankful and so grateful to the crew of Tux, to the Fat Bankers, to the Funky Uncle for letting us do this here, letting us bring the music to you until you can come to us. And now that you can come out and hear music and everything, please remember that our musicians and our gig workers, they got a lot of catching up to do, and you can still make their life so much better. If you're a musician or a gig worker and you need some help, there's a button that says Get Relief, and we can make that happen for you too. Reach out to us, because that's what we're here for. That's what we're doing this for, and we're not stopping yet. You can't stop us, all right? Let's go get them.
Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Let's go get them. I'm telling you, y'all, I could go home happy with the show that the 101 has put on so far. However, they're just getting warmed up. They got plenty more coming. It's about to get even more lively when you see these pretty Injuns come on out here. So let's let them get back to it. In the meantime, you know what to do. Don't forget to wash your hands. see, who not there?
next song, this is a song that the Indians, a couple of Indians, had did some things to where they had to go and had someone following them. Each Indian have their own definition. You know, Indians, you know, we make our own rules up here. I have my rule, he have his rule. Each gang have their own rules to make it seem right. You understand what I'm saying? So, giving it to you New Orleans style, we would like to say, Holy Liza! Just hold on just a minute. Chris, you told me there was someone that
Oh, thank you for the reminder, my main man. This is going out to our dear friend Candy Land, who just had a little baby, little Liza Jane. Welcome to the world. Oh, Liza.
Holy Liza. Liza Jane. I say, whoa, Liza. Liza Jane. I say, early in the morning when the Injuns come.
Liza Jane.
Oh, don't trouble the movie.
Liza Jane.
I'm an Injun, what they say.
Liza Jane.
Tell them Mardi Gras coming, I'm on my way.
Liza.
Early in the morning.
Oh, Liza, Liza Jane. Oh, Liza, Liza
Mardi Gras morning.
Liza, Liza
Go call the Injun.
Oh, Liza. Liza Jane, Liza.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We all, you have all kind of things going on out there. You got black Mexican Indians. You have Maroon Society. I am, in Medicine Man, a Mardi Gras Indian. They ain't seen us at Mardi Gras time. That's why we was entitled as Mardi Gras Indians. You have a lot of political people out there. We ain't with all that there. We Injuns. Coochie Ma don't bow down that morning.
Not at all.
Make no hoom bow. This next song that we doing, ladies and gentlemen, it goes out to Geechee Norwood Johnson, the original hoochie coochie man, Mr. Filthy Mouth himself, ladies and gentlemen. Rooted right here in this great state of Louisiana, the city of New Orleans, a worker of Leidenheimer French bread. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Leidenheimer French bread. Camellia Red Beans, the eighth wonder of the world, the Louisiana Mercedes-Benz Superdome. That's right, the world famous Bourbon Street. That's what you getting right here, baby. Straight up from New Orleans.
Only in New Orleans.
Now we know a lot of people come down here to visit and they wind up staying here. Because we party all day, all night. You have a problem, you get you a drink, you wake up, you go to work drunk, you go to do your work good drunk, you understand? That's how we roll down here, ladies and gentlemen. And you come down here just for the Mardi Gras. Next song is entitled, All on a Mardi Gras Day. Bye-bye!
Your way. Hey! Your way.
Let the
go get 'em. Hey, honey. Let's go get 'em. Let's go get 'em. Let's go get 'em.
Uh-oh.
Come on in.
Watch yourself now.
Let's go get 'em.
One gang might be saying,
let's go get 'em.
Other gang might be saying, let's go get 'em.
Let's go get 'em.
Here we come now.
Let's go get 'em.
Nobody run now.
Let's go get 'em.
Big G be coming.
Let's go get 'em.
Nobody running.
Let's go get 'em.
Hold up shotgun.
Let's go get 'em.
Hold up shotgun.
Let's go get 'em.
Nobody running.
Let's go get 'em.
The whole gang be coming.
Let's go get 'em. Let's go get 'em.
Pop a needle.
Let's go get 'em.
Pretty white eagle.
Let's go get 'em.
No gang coming.
Let's go get 'em.
Pop Linda.
Let's go get 'em.
Peep out the window.
Let's go get 'em.
Go to the zoo.
Let's go get 'em.
Go to the zoo now.
Let's go get 'em.
Let 'em do now.
Let's go get 'em.
Big G riding.
Let's go get 'em.
That big G.
Let's go get 'em.
Big G be coming.
Let's go get 'em.
Nobody riding.
Let's go get 'em.
Grill Wild.
Let's go get 'em.
Grill Wild. Big G Wild.
Let's go get 'em.
They beat him in the altar.
Let's go get 'em.
Big G Howard.
Let's go get 'em.
Big G Howard. Ain't no coward.
Let's go get 'em.
I believe.
Let's go get 'em.
I believe.
Let's go get 'em.
Let's go get 'em.
Let's go get 'em. Let's go get 'em.
Let 'em come now.
Let's go get 'em.
Let 'em come now.
Let's go get 'em.
Ain't nobody running.
Let's go get 'em.
What they say.
Let's go get 'em.
Them was hard.
Let's go get 'em.
Chief, I told now.
Let's go get 'em.
Chief, I told now. They say,
Let's go get 'em.
they play the game.
Let's go get 'em. Let's go get 'em.
Indians coming.
Let's go get 'em.
Indians coming. Afraid I didn't do now.
Let's go get 'em.
Let 'em know now.
Let's introduce 'em.
Ronnie Bo Hunter.
Let's introduce 'em.
Ronnie Bo Hunter. Baby,
Let's introduce 'em.
Big Chief Hunter.
Let's introduce 'em.
Big Chief Leopold.
Let's introduce 'em.
Big Chief Leopold.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Shannon on the bass.
Give no
Get it,
more.
Chris. Let's introduce 'em. Let's introduce 'em. Let's introduce 'em.
Give it up for the Indians, y'all.
Gucci Mile, 101 runners. I love all the Indians. Special shot goes out to the Mohawk hunters from across that water. Give the order. All the Indians on the East Bank, I love you.
Give it up for the Indians. 101 runners, y'all. 101 runners. Let's go get 'em. Let's go
Yeah, you right, y'all. Give it up for the 101 Runners. How about it? Yeah. Chris Jones on the percussion and the vocals. Band leader extraordinaire Bubakan Sisku on the percussion. AJ Mallory on the drum kit. Raymond Weber on the drum kit. Chris Severin on the bass. Tom Morell on the keys. Jun Yamaguchi on the guitar. And of course, Irving
Yamaguchi.
He just
Not
corrected.
Gucci.
You
Gucci.
No.
Like Michael Warren said, I'm gonna get you sucker.
That's my bad, because I thought everyone said Gishi and was doing it wrong for all these years, and I was trying to do you right, and I messed up, man. I'm sorry. Jun Yamaguchi. Once again, the great, the one and only. And of course, Irving Honey Bannister on the vocals, Medicine Man on the vocals. That's 101 Runners, y'all. Like I said, I've been seeing them since the first gig they ever played on Oak Street at the Maple Leaf in 2006, and they keep on getting better. Seen them rock Oak Street at the block party with the whole street just packed. Seen them close down the the Jazz and Heritage stage at Jazz Fest many times. It's always such a wonderful time, and the deep history that they all have individually and collectively, it's a beautiful thing to witness. It's something you can only find here in New Orleans. Such an honor to have them here. Want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight, everyone who's donated to the cause. Good friends over at AOS Interiors for helping us make this happen. Our good friends over at the Crew of Tux and the Fat Bankers Social Aid and Pleasure Club for helping us make this happen. Of course, our dear friend Frenchie, who's got another wonderful piece of artwork to immortalize this beautiful evening of music here in the Crescent City. Look, it's so great. And y'all don't go anywhere, because we're gonna come back to a little interview. Now, me and Chris Jones have been friends for about 16, 17 years here, so we got some stories to tell as do the rest of us. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So y'all don't forget that. Meantime, Leslie wants to tell you how you can also join the Funky Uncle family.
Absolutely. One more time, I want to tell you all about how you can help and make this a really, really special thing. If you've missed any of tonight's show or any of our other shows that you want to see, you can check it out on our webpage, which is thefunkyuncle.live, or you can watch on our social media, our Facebook, our YouTube, and subscribe to our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of those things, so that you can get a chance to help us out in the future. So please check out thefunkyuncle.live, text FUNK to 36413, and become a member. Let's be sure and thank AOS Interiors for being our sponsor tonight. Absolutely, yeah, it's our sponsors that keep us rolling. Frenchie's painting is also still up for bid. We've got a bid, but don't let them walk with that little bit of money, all right? Absolutely, you got to make this happen. Please remember that even though things are opening back up, we've still got a long way to go. $366,000 that y'all have helped us raise over the last 60 weeks. I know, isn't that incredible? Yeah, 100% in, 100% out is gone to help all of our musicians and our gig workers, and we're not through yet. We've got lots of great things coming your way. Next week, who is next week?
I'm waiting to find that out as well. I know it's going to be good, whatever it is.
Christian, who's next week? David Baptiste and the Gladiators.
David Baptiste and the Gladiators?
Wow.
What?
Let's talk about a family that is
OGs
a dad
right there.
and 4 of his 14 children. 4 of the sons, they don't have platelets in their bloodstream. They got drumsticks in their bloodstream, you know?
Piano keys,
yeah, everything. So y'all be sure and stick around. I'm gonna, Stu, I think we're gonna get the Indians back out here, and
have a little chat.
You're gonna get started on your interview. Thank you
sure.
all, darling. Don't forget, it's never too late to donate.
And Leslie, thank you so much for covering for me last week. It hurt me to have to miss my dear brother Jake Eckert and his fantastic band, but I was out playing my own music, so that's showbiz,
I know. How
baby.
did that go, by the way?
It was good. We had a good time over
I'm
at
playing
Santos.
tomorrow night
Are
at
you?
Bufus.
Where at Bufus?
At Bufus.
Nice.
BufusBar.com.
What time can I check that out?
7 and 9, 2 separate
Awesome.
shows. You coming to see me?
Oh, I got to. I can't miss that.
All
Come
right,
on now.
all right. Thank you.
You know I'm always where the good music's at. I know that's going to be some good music, dog.
Yeah. All right. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait to see it, dog.
Thank
Well,
you
thank
so
you
much.
for everything. Another great night. And once again, 101 Runners, always one of my favorite bands to catch. I've been seeing them since day one, and they always keep getting better. I'm telling you, all my memories of Jazz Fest, one of my favorite shows every year is when they close down the Congo Square stage. I mean, I'm sorry, I keep saying the Congo Square stage, the Jazz and Heritage stage. I go there after I go to Congo Square. Always such a great time. The energy is fantastic. The environment that they bring, it's always like a big family reunion whenever the 101 throws it down. So it felt that way tonight. Brought back some great memories from chasing the Injuns to the streets of New Orleans to seeing this band on so many festival stages and are in sweaty clubs, all that good stuff. They even recorded a live album at Tipitina's the night before the Saints won the Super Bowl. Now that was a special time for me. The day after my birthday, I was there for that whole recording. 101 Runners live at Tipitina's. If you haven't heard that, you got to check it out. And it's a classic. Of course, Big Chief Monk Boudreaux was with them on that one, so that was a good time. As always, so many great players have come through the 101 over the years, and it's always an honor to see what they got cooking. Tonight was no different. I'm sure Honey and Medicine Man are gonna come over and have a little chat with us here in a second, and we'll be looking forward to that. And talking about some deep history, Honey Bannister, this is his 50th year of masking Mardi Gras Indian in New Orleans. 50 years he's been doing it. So that just tells you how deep the history goes here. And if some of y'all who've been watching The Funky Uncle for a while, you remember when I was interviewing George Porter, I asked George about the first time that he ever played with Art Neville. And George laughed. He said, "Oh, Art hated me." I was like, "Well, why was that, George?" He goes, "Art hired me on a gig and I was playing rhythm guitar. And he asked me to take a lead guitar solo, and I couldn't do it because I didn't play lead, and I botched the gig, and Art said, 'I'm never hiring you again.' Well, then about a month later, George Porter was playing with Irvin Bannister Sr., Honey's father, playing bass, and Art Neville came to that show to see Irvin Bannister because he was such a fan of Honey's father, Irvin Bannister, R&B legend, heard George Porter playing bass, said, 'Hey, kid, come jam with me. I got a jam tomorrow. Come to it.' Well, it turned out to be, I believe, at C. Saint Studios, and it led to a band called The Meters. Pretty sure you might have heard of them. So that's how deep the history goes right here. And like we said, Honey's 50th year masking Indians. So, I mean, how about that? Yeah, you're right, bro. 50 years, Honey. Man, I'm telling you. So, Honey, holler at the people, man. How you feeling over there?
I'm 27 years old.
you could almost pass for it. Honey. I'm telling you. You got that youthful exuberance, bro. The old man strength. Can't stop you. Yeah, you're right. It's always
Text
a family
funk
affair.
to 36413 while they're taking their picture.
36413. All right, y'all. So now we're gonna get in here and have a great little chat with these legendary gentlemen sitting here with us. We're gonna start out with my man, Medicine Man and Honey Bannister. Say what's up, y'all. How you feeling?
What's happening, world?
Man, so it felt so good to see you out here. I was gonna say one of my favorite, Mardi Gras was a tough one this year. It was it was cold and it was things weren't like how they used to be, but we did have a little socially distanced, masked up, cold outdoor party. But y'all, the 101 Brothers brought the heat, and I still got to see Honey in his Indian suit. I got to see Medicine Man up there getting down. So I'm telling you, man, that helped get me through like what we were all going through. So before we just dive into the history of the Indians and the black masking tradition, what was it like for y'all this year after masking Indian? Honey, 50 years for you, and Medicine Man. I mean, you've been doing it. 50 years. This Mardi Gras. Gotcha.
My fifth suit.
No.
Put it like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
right.
I mean, what was it like not being able to have that? I mean, go through that tradition this year, and how did y'all deal with it? And is that just making you come back with the fury next year?
It basically gave me a break, to be honest with you.
Work on some more suits?
Yeah, because that sewing, man, that sewing ain't no joke. You know, and it
Absolutely.
take up a lot more time than we always anticipate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Bet.
We said we're going to finish in the money, take 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But for as me, as bad since so long, like I said, my first big chief was Bruce Gayton, Hercules Tyrone Gayton of the Creole Wild West.
Creole Wild West.
And That was the first my big chief. Then Walter Cook became the chief, and Chief Howard. You know, because of money purposes and all this, there's certain things you can say about a tribe. But I'm one of the original member of the Creole Wild West. And the gang set out for a year or two, and we went with the Golden Sioux, which is now Ronnie Ellis is the big chief of the Golden Sioux. I have the rights to it, but I let him bring the gang out because I am Creole Wild West.
Yeah, you're right.
I've been massing a long time. I didn't want to mass when I first started. You know, a little boy, 5, 6 years old, 8, 9, 10. I wanted to go to parades, and 2 weeks before parades, you got to sew on your suit. And my friends used to come back with Popeye the Balloons. I wanted to give me a Popeye the Balloon. I don't want to be no Indian. I told my mama, I don't want to be my Indian. My mama said,
My
you gonna
fingers
be an
hurt.
Indian. The fingers hurt. You go to sewing so much, your fingers really go to hurting. Because I don't use a rack. The old school guys didn't use a rack. You go to sewing a lot and pushing the needle up. All Indians, you know, the back of the needle wind up going through your hand. You know, and over the years, I didn't know with the Indians would come a whole lot of, you have to learn how to sew, a whole lot of enemies, a whole lot of people not liking you because of how the way you make your suit. But that's part of the game. You have to learn to deal with it and learn to go. This year for Mardi Gras and the previous years before that, I was doing a gig with Adam Shipley, and we was going to Universal Studios, and we went there, and I missed Mardi Gras. I couldn't go there, and I cried.
Oh, man.
And the rest of the band members saw me. I actually cried. And it wasn't nothing I planned. I got up there doing an interview like now and talking, and I really broke down crying because it hit me in my heart because I don't care what kind of money I was making or where I was at. I wanted to be home in New Orleans doing this here, what I do, what I love doing. And it actually hurt me to my heart. So I said I was going to come out, but you know the mayor, Latoya Cantrell, she be calling on your house, knocking on your door. She knew everybody's cell phone number. So therefore, I was scared to come out because she would be looking for me. But I came out St. Joseph night, and a lot of the Indians that didn't come out, they said, well, look, honey, we're going to come and roll with you. And that was the best moment of my life. I've never been married. I've never been to see any of my children born. But when I came out St. Joseph night, it took me 50 years for the streets to say, we love you. And every Indian that didn't mass uptown came out there. It was about 300 to 400 people. And we walked down to the Washington Cell, and we came back to the Chicken Mart, and we ended it with Indian Red. And it was the best moment of my life. Everybody left. It was during pandemic time, and the police came, and it was all over. We did a New Orleans style. That was the best. All the Indians that came out there, St. Joseph night, I love y'all. It took me 50 years for y'all to say, okay, we're going to roll with Honey.
Now, Honey, what's the Mardi Gras Indian? What's it like masking now? The environment now. What's it like now compared to what it was like when like your mother and your uncle were masking?
Yeah, because my mom told Big Chief Bruce Gayton, I want my son to mask. They said $800. And she gave it to him. But then I had to learn how to sew. Back then, you know, it wasn't, you know, you didn't have the World Wide Web. You didn't have people putting up their cell phones or anything. You just had to make your suit better than the suit you made before. You have to learn how to sew. I don't care how small you is. You got to go up against somebody that's an adult, and you better be ready. That was it. My suit have to outdo yours. I don't make my suit just to outdo the person in my position. I make my suit to be ready to meet any Indian out there. And I love all the Indians because we don't get along. We disagree on a lot of things, and there's a lot of people out there that help us, different organizations. But for as the Indians, we all have our own history, our own definition of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. But mine is to make my suit better than the last year's suit I had, and I love all the Indians. I see them out there, I want to take from the Big Chief on down, because I don't bow down. I'm from way uptown. Coochie bow that morning.
Now, I got a question about the creative process. When do you start envisioning the patches you're going to sew and the suit you're going to make for the next year? And how does that strike you? How does the inspiration come about?
I'm going to let Medicine Man say something first, and I'm going to come right behind him. What do you do, Medicine, to make your suit so good?
Man, as soon as I see the image, I don't care when it is. As I see the image, I say, that got to go on my suit. All right? Now, if I got a suit already where I got all my images already, where I got all my patches already, that's instantly for my next year's suit. You know? Sometimes it's one picture that determines the whole theme of the suit. You know? One image. You know, you say, hold up, that's some indigenous stuff. That's some real Indian stuff. You know what I'm saying? I need that on my suit, you know? So anytime you see it, whether it be a vision of a place where you at, and you see the people and you see them, you say, damn, I can make that look like Indians, and turn it into a suit, you know? Or you might be reading a book and you see a picture and you say, hold up, got to put this one in there.
Yeah.
But you're going to change up the image a little bit to make it original for yourself.
Make it your own.
Because you're trying to, like Big Chief said, you're trying to take down everything else.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, man, the inspiration come from all over.
And as far as me, you know, each Indian, they have a different definition. And, you know, it goes out, and I must say this here, that it's a black thing. And what they had a white guy that masked Indian with a gang called the Black Eagles. His name was Finn.
Finn, the Swedish guy, right?
Finn. They did not want him to march in Super Sunday parades.
Didn't they beat his suit off him?
Creole Osceola, Chief Delco, started his own parade in the parish and said, look, I saw him, and I'm a little boy like 12 years old, and my chief and them, they looking at me because I got to make the decision whether to meet this man. I didn't see him as nobody being white. I saw him as an Indian. My mama said, you better meet him. Because he sold his suit. He's an Indian.
You got to respect.
See, that's what people get it twisted at. You have to sew your suit. You know, and we do this here. A lot of Indians have their own definition. Say we do this because to pay the homage to the Native Americans. No, or the black Indians. You know, you watch how this go because it's very controversial because you had black Indians, and so when the slaves ran away, they ran with the black Indians. But when you say Native Americans, you got to watch that because they'll offend the Native Americans. I do a lot of performances throughout the world, and I have to come across the Native Americans. And the first thing I would ask some of them, I say, hold on, is this being like, you know, you all don't like this or me making my Indians red? A couple of tribes told me, they said, look, you sold that? I said, yeah. They said, thank you for keeping it going because most of the kids that they have now at the reservation of the tribe do not want to sew that. They're going to caught up in the urban hip-hop era to where they don't want to sew.
Right.
So I don't be want to offend anybody because it comes all kind of different ways. With the World Wide Web, everybody reads this. Everybody have a definition of this. When I first started, it wasn't none of that.
You couldn't find
Make
anything.
your Indians red.
Right.
Make your Indians in combat. They have a lot of people with the Maroon Society, the Black Masking Indian. I know I'm black. I come out Mardi Gras Day.
Yeah.
All right? This is what I do. Everybody else do it their way. I have no problem with that. This is what I do. I've been masked 50 years. The people on the streets showed me St. Joseph's night. I don't need no party. I don't need nobody to come give me a trophy. My trophy was St. Joseph's night when Roll'em Joe, when all the gangs from Uptown was Uptown, walking behind me singing Indians, Here They Come. I cried. I cried from Simon Boulevard and Jackson all the way to Washington and Cell and coming back. I cried. I look at each and one of them. I cried as a 50-year-old man. I cried because I was happy.
Amen.
And I love it. So I just want to get that clear. You understand what I'm saying? That it's color restricted, and you know you got to be black to do this shit. Okay, black men started this shit in their own neighborhoods because at one point in time, blacks were not allowed to participate in Mardi Gras.
Right.
But time changes and things goes with it. So I go along with the flow. Now, a lot of people might have their way of saying it or might be like, oh, what are you talking about? I've been masking way before you thought about masking. No one told me, hey, hate this white person. Hey, hate that yellow person. Hate that. They say, make your suit to meet Finn.
Yeah.
Black Eagles, a white man masked with a tribe out the Callio housing project called the Black Eagles. Now, hold on. Don't get it tangled or twisted. You sew your suit. You make your suit better than the next person. You know, and it's up to each chief to let anybody in their tribe who they want to. But I've been wanting to get this off my chest because I've been around the world. I've been around the Indians. I've been around friends. I've been around people that come help the Indians. Y'all need to get it together. You understand what I'm saying? It's an art that people come from all over the world. My friend, Mr. J. Nash Porter, told me, he said, look, don't you put your suit on. After Katrina, I went to Baton Rouge. He said, don't put your suit on before Mardi Gras. He said, people come from all out the world to see you. He said, and I bet not, he wasn't even an Indian. He was a professor. Miss Joyce's husband. You understand? Miss Joyce is a professor at Louisiana State University. She just looked at me. You know, people can look at you and you know that you about to do something wrong. You need to get it together. So far as me, I love being an Indian. What I say is the way that I feel it, and I live the streets every day, all day. I just want to say one thing. No matter how y'all like this, or no matter how y'all take it, I love all the Injuns. Injuns!
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. And like I told the people earlier, you know, I said, it's always been a great honor to me, you know. I'm standing in the streets on St. Joseph's night. You come through in your suit, just shining like a diamond, pretty as can be. I look over, you see me say, "What's up, Stu?"
Watch yourself.
In your hand.
Here he comes.
That's an honor that can't be bestowed on me any greater, man. That always means a lot, brother.
I would like to just say one more thing. Big Chief Bo Dollars.
Yes,
See all the stuff you see me doing on stage. I get it. I was on the stage with Bo Dollars for all them years, and I saw how with our music down here in New Orleans, where we went all over the world, and people loved it. You know, he took and put a band behind it. That's why we got Chris, we got Tom, we got Chris over here, we got Boubacar, we got AJ, and we got Raymond Webb. See all these guys here? They put together this thing as we call Mardi Gras music or Mardi Gras funk. Everybody plays their part. No matter, before the gig started, I go back there telling AJ and Raymond, I said, bro, I want y'all to keep the tempo. They're like, honey, bro, why don't you go to the front of the mic? You know what I'm saying? I went over by Chris. I said, Chris, how you feel about Firewater? Chris hit the bass, about 18 strings on the bass. Ding, ding, ding. I said, bro, I can do that. That means carry your butt in the front. You understand? I went by Tom. I said, Tom, bro, we got to do Iko, or we got to do Big Chief out there. Tom say, I can handle that. You understand? I went to the back.
Tom can handle that.
That's right. And look, one last thing. I went over there to the back. I said, Chris, I said, Boubacar. Boubacar said, you understand? That means get away. So I went to Chris Thibodeau Jones, and I said, Chris,
watch it, bro.
A couple of songs I want to do. Chris wrote them down there. Every song he write down there, we don't do. Ashley take care of that. But I just want to say, this is something that's a collaboration of all of us.
Absolutely.
They are great musicians.
101.
And this type of music that we do, everybody can't do it.
That's
great,
for sure.
great thing. And I would just like to say one last thing I would like to say. My father passed about 2 months ago. That was the love of my life. I love my daddy.
A New Orleans R&B legend,
New Orleans
by the way.
legend. Irving Bannister Jr., Zigaboo Molay called me. George Porter Jr. called me. Leo, those are the meters. But say, bro, they have a heart. I just want to let them know, thank y'all. I mean, they actually called me. I cried for 10 days.
Hadn't been your father, wouldn't be a meters.
That's right, and I love them. I want to say thank y'all to the meters, to George, Leo. Hey, Zig. I got to call Zig because he's going to be like, say, honey, bro, I heard what you said on that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to tell, look, everybody here at the Funky, look, for live stream, thank you all, for everyone, all the engineers, all the technicians, everybody in here, all the people. I like to thank for the Funky Mocha. You know what I'm saying? Thank you all for having us here. We love you. We are Injuns, Injuns of a nation.
Put up the one, baby. Gotta put up the one.
101.
101.
Put up the one.
Have some fun.
So I got to holler at my man BTO, a.k.a. Chris Thibodeau Jones over here.
The man.
For those of y'all who don't know, this is one of my dearest friends in the world. This is my partner right here. We've been friends for many years in whether it was a dingy the back bar of a smoke-filled club in New Orleans, or maybe a dimly lit shotgun house at late night, or hanging in the streets watching Indians, or just catching a drink in the park on a nice afternoon. Chris Jones and I have explored, expounded upon, and discovered many of the mysteries of the universe together in our forays in this city. I've learned a lot from this man. He's always been a dear friend, and watching the 101 runners grow into what it has been a wonderful journey. Chris, how you feeling over there, brother? Y'all were crushing it tonight.
Well, man, I'm usually a man of many words, but I'm going to choose few this evening. I'll just say one thing. He said he was 50 years old this past year. That's bullshit.
It's not.
42 years old, ladies. I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm 42 years old. Call me.
Swipe left, baby, or right, or whatever.
Hey, but seriously, I only got a few things to say because he says so much, and that's what's more important because I love Honey dear. Honey's one of them cats, like if I was on South Saratoga between two houses and somebody pulled a knife on it, 9 out of 10 people would walk by and go, oh, shit, Chris is about to get knifed. Honey would run into that alley, and we would die together or walk out together.
Y'all walk out, bro.
And so I love Honey. I love Medicine. I love Tom. I love Brother Chris. I love Brother Raymond. I love Brother AJ. I love Brother Bubakar. And 101 is everybody and then some. And what we are is who we is, and we just live here, and this is what we're doing. And I can't say too much because Honey says so much, and I want that to ring true. So all I can say is I really appreciate all y'all, and thank you for the opportunity to get out there in the world. Everybody that put this together, Leslie Cooper, man, she bugged me so much. That woman would not stop bugging me for the longest time to make this happen. But I told her, I said, when it's the right time to happen, it will happen, and tonight was the right time. And so I love you, Leslie. Thank you for that. And all I can say is this, is what you hear, 15 years we've been running this. We've had 2 rehearsals, and one of them was terrible. We never play the same thing twice because we can't. Because when we play, what we do is we dig in the dirt, we wake up the ancestors, and then they show us the way, and music takes us on a journey. Because you can't approach this music with anything other than being humble and thankful and thoughtful about the people that came before us, and you can't turn this music into anything else. Bo Dallas done told us how to do it.
Right.
I love Bo Dallas so much. He married me and my wife, Big Chief Bo. We love Big Chief. So all we do is carry that on, and yeah, like I said, that's about as many words as I got for you today, Brother Stu.
Bo Dallas is one of the ones who brought you into the Indian world, if I'm correct.
I met Bo Dallas. Well, this is the problem I have, is I met Charles Neville when I was 15. Then I met Michael Ward when I was 15 and a half.
Michael Ward.
And then I met Daryl Johnson, then Geechee Johnson, and then Geechee brought me out on Second and Drides, and I had never seen something like that in my life. And when so I'll leave you with this. The first time I was out there, we was waiting on the old H&R, because that's the headquarters. They know Honda Wanda.
Right.
And I was out there early, like 8 in the morning. Remember Bumblebee? Remember Bumblebee, honey? You know, want to talk like this because it's one of the things. And old Dave. And I sat there, and after like a couple hours eating chips and drinking cocktails out of Dixie cups, smallest cocktails in the world. Right. All of a sudden, the Coconut Telegraph, everybody heard something, and the street started to swell. And I looked down, and it was the first time I ever saw anything like that in my life. And from down the street, here comes this big old vision. He was wearing orange with brown trim. And I saw him coming up from about maybe like 8 blocks, 7 blocks, 6 blocks, 5 blocks. He came up, and everybody was meeting him, and the street swelled. And back then, it was just the neighborhood. It was a village. It was tribal. And I thought I was in the middle of a National Geographic. Right. It was beautiful. Yeah. And he came up to the center of the street, and I was sitting there next to Geechee, and Geechee had been telling me everything about it. I love Geechee so much. He introduced me to everybody. And as Bo approached, the whole time in the center of the street, people taking pictures. My buddy Baba Chunji got there, and he's like, only guy I like taking my picture. And all of a sudden, Geechee goes, Bo, Bo. And he turns around and looks up. He sees me leaning up there against the H&R with Geechee. And he comes walking up. He goes, Geechee! Geechee! I'm going, what is this? What's happening? And they're talking, and they have this communication between their eyes, ancestral, deep spiritual communication. Right. And I was digging it. Yeah. And Geechee goes, hey, Bo, this is that cat I was telling about, Chris. I was 16. And he goes, and he's looking at Geechee, and he goes, that's your boy. I said, yeah. And he's still ain't looking at me yet. And he turned and looked at me, and put his hand out. I put his hand, and he had his glove. He looked me right in the face. He goes, Mardi Gras! And he pulled my hand close. He goes, I love you. I love you. And I looked down, and I realized he sewed his own damn glove. Right. Like, as bad as it was, for some reason, the simplicity of him sewing his own glove, I could see the seam like this. And he said, Mardi Gras, I love you. Amen. And I've been stuck up in this shit since. How could you not? He married me and my wife 3 times. Honey was at the wedding. Yep. So look, all I can say is this. I'm thankful and thoughtful that we live in a universe that's New Orleans that's devoid of the rest of the bullshit out in the world. Yeah. Because we can create our own environment here. And this is our environment, and this is 101. And that's what we're going to live inside of. Because if we do it right and we pay tribute to the Michael Wards, the Bo Dallases, the Baba Tunjis, all the people that came before us, and we wake up the ancestors, we dig in the dirt, we're going to be good for our whole life. Yeah. So all I got to say is this. I love every motherfucker out there. These are my people. Hello.
101. So, now, Booba Booba, my man right over here.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Come on, Booba.
The Booba. The Black Panther.
So for those of y'all who don't know, Booba is cool right here on the percussion. Booba's from Senegal, born and raised. And so, Booba, what I love about you playing with the one-on-one, it's like it seems like you don't really have to change the style that you grew up playing in Senegal. It just fits right in with this, you know, with the Mardi Gras Indian music. What was it like when you came to New Orleans, discovered this music, coming from your background as a percussionist from West Africa?
Oh, you know,
simple question.
Simple questions. You know, I was young, and then first time I hear my dad, one of my dad brother, he have back then he used to be worldwide. He's famous everywhere. And then I hear him sing. He have in his album he have this tune called the Saints. You know, he sing about it. Then I was like, what are he talking about? You know, I don't get it. And then few months I think after that, there's an island in Gorée. In Senegal, there's an island called Gorée Island, and it was a Treme, believe it or not. It was Treme come to Senegal, you know, and you know, to see them. I think maybe I never even tell this to Chris. Chris, I never tell you about this, didn't I? I think I see Lionel Baptiste when I was very, very little kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And seeing them. He had wake up a lot of vein in me that was sleeping. You know, because I come from a griot family in Senegal, West Africa. My grandfather is crowned for King of Kora. It's a 21-string instrument that I play, but I didn't play it here. In African society, a griot, that's his duty. To storyteller, not even you know, the library basically.
Right.
You know, before presidents and colonies, we had kingdoms. You know, and like he asked my mother's mother. He asked her what year is you born. She don't even know. She tell you when it was king so and so. So you gotta go in the book and find out when was king. You know, this and that. So you find out when she was born. And so this is something like my family carry on. But coming up as a little boy, I was not interested on drumming, dance, none of that. I was not interested on it.
Interesting.
You know, I was running around doing other stuff than drumming, you know.
Yeah.
And then finally seeing the Treme and have my, you know, elders sit me down and put sense in my head.
Yeah.
Give me a little slap. I mean, here, America is different, you know. I tell you stuff, you know, honey, sweetie, but in Africa, we don't have that. You're going to understand what to slap in your face or what to whooping ass. Oops, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's internet. It's no FCC. You're all good.
They'll whoop you teaching they don't even love you, but they love you dearly.
Yeah.
You understand? And so when that sense has been put in my head, and in Senegal, you know, when you're 18, you go join the army, the military. And then being in training and all that, I didn't like that. I didn't want to go home, guns, and M16, sit in the swamp all night, jumping out of airplane. I didn't want to know that. I'm like, I'm done.
Not for you.
And then my daddy wanted me to continue, because my dad is in the army too. He wanted me to continue, but I'm like, no. So, you know, and then it's kind of, you can say desert, but I finished my 2 years. If you serve for 2 years, then, you know, you go, you know, you do whatever you want to do. If you want to continue army, good. Yeah. But me, I decided not to, you know, and then, so I will start seeing, like, how important is this, you know? You have taken me to beautiful places, have made me see beautiful things, make me do even, nobody's perfect, but trying to do the best I can. So,
hey, you're killing it, man. You sounded fantastic. Big ups to Booba.
Booba Kai.
Another one of his brothers in rhythm. We've got the great AJ Mallory
AJ!
over here. who is an old school OG in the brass band scene here in New Orleans, as well as I believe one of the charter members of the 101 Runners as well. And AJ, you've been playing with brass bands for years in New Orleans. What was it? Rebirth you used to play with originally, way back?
Yeah, started out with Young Olympia brass band under Milton Baptiste.
With Milton, amen. Yeah.
And Rebirth was just starting to revolutionize things, as you could say.
Right.
And I was kind of interested in that. I'm always the type of person, I want to go with the not normal.
Yeah.
They weren't normal. They were looked upon as the bad boys of brass band.
Right.
So I had to be a part of that. And
they
from
switched
there
up
we
the
grew,
style. Yeah.
traveled the world, met all these guys, and just thankful for God we're all here together today.
Man, thankful to have you playing with it, man. It's always an honor to see you play. Now, how did you and Chris link up? I know y'all been close friends for many, many a years.
This is very interesting. Well, Chris was doing a photo shoot.
Okay.
And he wanted an Indian suit on the album cover. So somebody contacted me. I contacted Chris. I showed up with an Indian suit.
Nice.
Right when they got ready to take the picture, mind you, everyone had on the original 101 shirts.
Yeah.
Yellow at that.
Yep.
I had on a blue Rebirth shirt. So in my mind, I figured, well, the suit I brought in the picture, I might as well get in the picture. So I ran on the back row and crunched down so you couldn't see the shirt and put myself in the band.
That's fantastic.
And from then on,
been here ever since. Love it. Great, always great to see you playing with the 101. AJ, it ain't the same without you now. And I'm glad Chris had the conga set up so he could actually, he could see it tonight. Because back in the day in the Leaf, he used to say he was gonna get a little rear view mirror so he could keep an eye on you in the back.
Yeah.
But it sounded great, man. And of course, return to the Funky Uncle again. It's always such an honor to have him, the legendary Raymond Weber. Yeah, Raymond, great to see you. You sounded great tonight, man. Now, Raymond, we've seen you play every type of style under the sun. You crush it all. But what's it like getting with the 101 and playing the Mardi Gras Indian funk? Because it's a whole nother beast.
Man, I tell you, it's a blast because me and AJ get a chance to exchange ideas and play together.
Yeah.
He has a different concept and I have a different concept, and it works well together.
It does. It blends together so good.
So I don't feel like I have to keep on top of everything and make everybody do, because whatever I'm lacking, if I'm singing, I can stop playing and he can take over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did y'all play? Have y'all played together much before outside of 101? Back in the day, did y'all grow up playing together?
No, but I always admired him.
Nice.
Because we've been on
different
exactly,
bands. Gotcha.
But I always admired him from back in the Rebirth days.
Yeah.
Actually, they used to practice like right on the corner from where I used to live at back in the days. And I always said, man, that snare drum player bad. I bet he can play the whole drum set,
Right.
And
sure enough.
Turns out,
Yeah, and this is a treat because sometimes, AJ's got like a bass drum or he's got a percussion rig. It's great to see like the full double bass trap kits.
And plus, he's a hell of a fisherman, too. I got to put that in there.
What can AJ do, bro?
Yeah. He's showing me the ropes. Look.
One thing, if I could add,
of course,
that a lot of people, I know most of y'all don't know, I am a Mardi Gras Indian also.
Gucci man!
I love Honey to death. That's my brother till we die, and then on. But I can't wait till Mardi Gras to come uptown and tear ass up.
I hope I'm there when y'all meet up in the streets.
I can't wait.
Can't wait to see that. And of course, another legendary New Orleans musician, the great Chris Severn over
What
here.
up, Chris?
Who I've seen play so many amazing gigs with such an incredible variety of styles. Of course, you played with Alan Toussaint for many years, and you play with Nicholas Payton and every amazing jazz artist down the list, and funk, soul, everything. What's it like getting out here and playing, once again, the Indian funk with, a rhythm section like AJ, Raymond, Boo and Chris? Different vibe, right? And
it is a different vibe.
you fall right into it. So great, man.
The thing is, it's so much freedom. I don't have to prepare. I just show up.
Just find the groove.
And the music is already here, so it's just a matter of us having a conversation for a second, and it's usually right on stage while the music is happening. And just like Chris said, this stuff can't be duplicated. I mean, if you asked me to play what I played tonight, right now, I probably couldn't play it because it just happened at that time. It was just spontaneous. Yeah, I mean, it just happened, and you know, it's funny. I was playing with James Andrews, right, and and he asked me about doing it. I didn't know the band at all. I just showed up for the gig. You know what I'm saying? Here again, I didn't know what I was gonna play, who I was gonna play with. I didn't know anything about the band, but I showed up and I had a great time, and I always have a great time playing with these guys. Always. I mean, I've played with a lot of folks, you know,
everybody, bro.
and there's no stress. There's nothing. You just come out and just have a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. And you know, something you were saying earlier before y'all hit me, you know, you're also an educator at NOCA, bringing up the youngsters.
Yeah.
Of course, you're passing the torch to the next generation. You're saying something that you try to, you know, instill in your students is that don't hold yourself to just one style of music. Don't pigeonhole yourself. Learn it all. Embrace everything, right?
He's a great teacher.
I mean, because you never know what you're going to play. Right. All the years I studied, I mean, I've even studied classical. I play acoustic bass with the bow and everything. Yeah. But, hey, you know, it's when you're a musician, when you say you're a musician, you know, whatever it is that's presented to you, you should be able to respond to it, and that's what this is all about.
Amen to that. And that's always been one of my things when I discovered New Orleans music and got to see that something that blew me away about the players down here is that you'd see a guy on a funk gig one night, you'd see him on a trad gig the next night, you'd see him with a rock and roll band the night after that. It was just, you know, like what was Louis Armstrong, someone said, there's only two kinds of good music and bad music.
Right. and that is true. That is true.
Yeah, and amen. It's so great. I've seen you play with so many amazing artists, and seeing you groove with the 101, man, such a treat.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it.
Now, last but not least, the great Tom
Funky Fingers!
This is a piano professor in his own right.
Thank you.
Tom, I've seen you as well play so many incredible gigs over the years. You have the Fest Around Band, which is a Professor Longhair tribute. You play with Reggie Scanlon and you know, with Stanky Batiste on the bass drum and John Paul, and you guys played the Professor Longhair Roomful of Memories a lot, which is always great. You nail the fest stuff, but you also, I mean, you toured with Solomon Burke for years,
I did.
and of course, then getting with the of course, Walter,
like 5 years.
many years with Walter, but you're also an integral part of the 101 as well. Now, as someone who studied all these different styles of, you know, blues, soul, and especially New Orleans music, what's it like approaching the Mardi Gras Indian music from that piano professor?
Well, I have to say that I actually started doing it in '95 with the Wild Magnolias. And that's when I first met June, and I toured with them. So I think I was chosen for that band because I could cop the fest style or whatever, but I learned a lot about the culture and everything. And so... And then when Monk kind of split off with that, I've been working with Monk since '95.
Yeah, I always love seeing you
So
and Big
you know,
together.
it's a big part of my life, and I feel it's a real privilege. I mean, I feel privileged to be there. You know.
Absolutely.
So it's about all I can say about it. It's a magical thing for me.
And has playing like the Mardi Gras Indian music, as someone who's a trained musician the way you are, has it kind of freed you in a certain way? Because I remember.
Well, in a sense, it's like what Chris was saying. It's like, in a sense, there's no rules except you have to be feeling it in the moment, which is all music really. But especially this, you can't contrive it necessarily. I mean, you listen to the first. They Call Us Wild, and the first one was on Barclay. Those that came out like in '76. The first electric and that music, to me, it's like a template and everything like that. But even that, I don't like to listen. I'm not going to listen to that and then come to a gig and play. Because, I mean, that was Willie T. Irving Charles was on there, Julius Farmer, who I got to play with as well. And so it's kind of like, it was a really high level.
Absolutely.
However, I think it's as Chris Jones was saying, you come here with an open mind. See what happens. I mean, you kind of have to do that because it's an art form. It's a living art form. It's a great American art form, and it's a spiritual beyond that. As he was saying, spiritual tradition.
Yeah, digging up the ancestors.
It's deep.
Baby.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, man, it was such an honor to have
Thank
all
you.
of you here. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to tell you something.
Say it in the mic, bro.
What is this, bro?
Oh yeah, Medicine Man's got a homemade.
I'm kind of curious. What you call that, bro?
I call this a murderine.
A what?
A murderine.
A murder what?
A murderine.
Murderine. Why you call it murderine?
I call it a murderine because it's a type of a tambourine, but it's made from a crepe myrtle tree.
A myrtle tree.
Yeah.
So you call it murderine?
Yeah, we give it the name murderine off of the mother tree.
Get it now.
The mother
Shake
tree,
that
the myrtle.
Yeah, I did the first one I did was
That's
like
what's out there.
87.
Thank y'all so much.
Man,
Yeah.
thank y'all, man. Give it up to one, y'all.
101
runners.
Have some fun.
Out there. Such an honor to have them in here tonight. I can't wait to see them on
I
the
did one
stage
record
again
that was
soon.
live,
And
that
I
festival
cannot
live.
wait to see Honey
I
and
didn't even know if
Medicine
they
Man and
released
AJ in the streets. Come on,
Come on.
Injuns! All right, y'all. So still. Peacing out. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Once again, put up the one, baby. Funky Uncle 101. Who that, y'all? See you next week.
Chawa.
Music. Oh, you're right. Oh.